Armed police have begun patrolling crowded places across most of the East Midlands. We're being told it's to reassure the public following recent terror attacks overseas.
Today they were mingling with shoppers in the centre of Leicester and Nottingham, and they'll be on duty in public until after the new year. Our social affairs correspondent Jeremy Ball reports.
A sign of the times, police firearms officers patrolling Nottingham's Christmas market. You can expect to see them at major sporting events and the New Year celebrations too. So, what do the shoppers here make of it all?
Reassuring to see them with guns, but I wonder how actually effective it is. If somebody wants to drive a lorry down a pedestrian walkway or carry a bomb in a backpack.
Yeah, I suppose it makes me feel safer.
I think if people see that they're there, it'll give them a bit more reassurance. That,
it's peace of mind.
Yeah, peace of mind.
I think it's probably a bad idea. I don't think bringing guns onto the city of Nottingham or onto any city is the right thing to do.
And it's more than a decade since armed police carried out routine patrols in Nottingham. That was a response to gun crime. Now they're part of a regional firearms unit that usually deals with specific incidents. Now you'll also see them in crowded places across Leicestershire, Lincolnshire and Northamptonshire. It's run by what's known as the East Midlands Operational Support Service.
We've got no specific intelligence to suggest there is anything likely to take place in the East Midlands. So this is solely a precautionary measure. It's to provide some visible reassurance to the residents of Leicester, Leicestershire and Rutland. And also, if in the very unlikely event that an incident did occur, that the officers are in the right location with the right equipment and able to respond very, very quickly.
It's a very unlikely event that happened in Berlin this week, a deadly truck attack on another Christmas market.
It would be a deterrent, and I think we've got to see it positively. These armed officers are just normal police officers with a firearm. They've gone through all the same training. They've carried out similar roles to unarmed officers, so they're still approachable. They're doing their job, and one of the key jobs is to keep us all safe.
The UK's terrorism threat level's currently described as severe. That hasn't changed for some time. And there'll be more armed patrols across most of the East Midlands until at least the 3rd of January.
Well, Jeremy is in Nottingham city centre for us tonight. Jeremy, these armed patrols happening across most of the East Midlands, but not in Derbyshire. Is there a reason why?
There is. It's because Derbyshire Police aren't part of that regional operational support service. They've decided to keep their own local firearms unit instead. But the force told us they're still doing all the usual threat assessments at events where there are large crowds. They're speaking to the intelligence services as well. They're also checking local tensions, and they say, as far as they're concerned, it's business as usual in Derbyshire.
And this latest use of armed police seems to be splitting opinion, Jeremy.
Yeah, we've had a really big response to this on social media too. Louis Riley put this picture of the police in Leicester on Twitter saying it was reassuring to see them and that he shook their hands. Meanwhile on Facebook, Lulu Chamberlain says, "Thank you to the police, but I sincerely hope they're not needed." Mark Evans added, "We should all feel safer with the added protection." And Martin Dean says, "Sadly, this is the world we live in, but I, for one, feel safer when I see them." Here in Nottingham, though, one brief note of caution from the Deputy Leader of the City Council, Graham Chapman, who told us that any overreaction might send out the wrong signals, and he's worried that that might hit trade at Christmas markets like this one, where people are having so much fun tonight.
Thanks, Jeremy.